Welcome back to this soul-crushing experience that you're only seeing right now because of my compulsive, unhealthy desire to share every video game.
With the Dragon Radar in hand, he continued his search. But for some reason, the signal disappeared. Just then, he heard about Piccolo, the reincarnation of the Demon King who'd once plunged the world into terror. Could Piccolo be behind these disasters? He decided to pay him a visit to find out.
Hey, freak! You're Piccolo, aren't you?
Yeah, that's my name.
What did you come here for? You looking to die?
What? Didn't you come back as a good guy? Ha! Give me a break! You're still bad to the bone! You were the one who changed the world, weren't you? I guess I'll have to beat you up to change the world back!
Guess you do have a death wish, and I'd be happy to oblige.
You know, it'd probably be best for our health if we stopped just picking fights with everyone randomly. I like that our hero somehow knows that Piccolo came back as a good guy, which implies that his redemption arc still exists in this universe, even though Goku is nowhere in sight, and neither is Gohan. Otherwise, they would presumably be doing something about the world being in chaos.
He's got some talent.
What a joke!
Does it seem like we're the save the world type to you, Piccolo? I don't know if we gave off that impression, but that's not really what I get from us, and I am playing as us, so I think I would know. I can't say it would be completely physically impossible for this alternate reality to exist, but you can't just say it's an alternate reality and then not explain anything else, especially if you leave in parts of the original canon. I feel like a lot of potentially interesting story was left out just so that way we could go on a power trip. And it's not even a very good power trip, because even though this story is just blunt fan service, we never even get to fight Goku or Vegeta or anyone remotely important. I mean, I guess Piccolo did fuse with Nail during the Frieza arc, and the Frieza arc was probably intended to be the last one at some point, so I guess I should give him that. Oh boy, it's volleyball fist time.
What's that?
Volleyball fist! Here I go! One! And one! And two! Attack!
That attack does incredibly little damage, but really, you can't pass it up, especially if you're playing as the crazy character like we are. I do want to clarify that although our character's voice and personality are crazy, all of the character types have the same story. Also, we're getting our ass kicked, but that's not going to last long. I'm not sure the relevance of this frozen wasteland in the DBZ universe, because it's appeared in a lot of Dragon Ball Z video games, including the Raging Blast series, I think. I remember doing a challenge mission here that took like 2 hours. So in case you haven't quite figured it out yet, the only reason the single player is even remotely playable is because the computer is programmed to be a lot stupider than an actual person. They're intentionally made to choose the same option several times in a row, so that way you have an exploit. Otherwise, it would be completely luck-based, just like the real multiplayer is. I mean, you could also just customize your loadout so much that you have an indescribably large advantage over the opponent, which is how you win in multiplayer. I assume there are still people playing the multiplayer for this game, just as with every other Dragon Ball Z game. I'm sure there would be people still playing the original Tenkaichi if it had multiplayer online. We'll be fine. We just need to mash the triangle button really hard. And our thumb is better than the computer's thumb, so you know, we're always gonna win. Something I thought was pretty neat about the Raging Blast series, which is the actual successor to the Tenkaichi series, is that for the multiplayer online options in Raging Blast, you could choose from a variety of options, kind of like you were on a dating site, almost. Like, one of the options was, I just want to fight where I can roleplay something from the series. That was an option, and I thought that was kind of cool.
You're still a fool if you actually think you're good enough to change the fate of this world!
I'll change the world! I'll change it good!
Let's see if you can still say that after this! This'll be better! Is that all? What a shame. I can't fight like I used to. Not with this injured body. I thought you could defeat him in my place. But I guess I was wrong.
Hold on there!
What's this?
I can't lose like this! I have to change the world back! I can't lose here! I won't lose here!
Good. You finally awakened. All right, I won't hold back this time.
So this is the point at which the story just gets ultra fucked. Now, regardless of whether you like Dragon Ball Z, Goku's transition into a Super Saiyan was a super big deal. And I'm not saying that wanting to change the world back from the brink of death, doom, and destruction is a bad thing to turn into a Super Saiyan over, but we haven't been shown to have any real emotional attachment to anybody or anything. Even the other personalities don't. So, it's a little confusing seeing it come out like that. Also, for someone who was supposedly turned into a good guy, Piccolo didn't seem to care very much that he almost killed us. In fact, he seemed to expect us to be dead. It's kinda hard to get caught up in the conflict of this world when nobody seems to care about anybody else. The most dialogue you get that genuinely seems emotional is when you're talking with Ginyu during training and you call each other friends, which is entirely optional dialogue. You never need to hear that. That mess that happened with the androids last video, that doesn't count. That came out of nowhere. We just beat the shit out of them. And then, hey, you do have emotions. Guess I won't kill ya. We haven't customized any of our attacks for the Super Saiyan form, so our guy still has all the generic attacks. But turning to Super Saiyan isn't much of a power-up anyway. Whenever it happens in the hero mode, it's forced on us by the story. And all it does is give us a health boost. I feel really bad for Spike, because they had to know this game wasn't good while they were making it, because they have made good games.
Well done. You have my respect.
Piccolo! You little sneak! You trained me, didn't you?
Listen up. I'm not the one who did this to the Earth. Just like you, I was looking for the one who was responsible. And here's what I found out. Someone found all the Dragon Balls, and then asked the Ultimate Shenron to make Earth a living hell. I was really close to finding out who did it. But before I could find him, I was attacked from behind by a Great Ape. I'm guessing he was sent out to get me. I was a fool. He was planning a trap for me the whole time. It was too much. I was defeated. But I'm thinking you might be just the hero the Earth needs. Like Goku or Gohan.
Even after his serious wounds from the battle with the Great Ape, Piccolo still offered to train him. And as a result, The young man's Super Saiyan powers were awakened. But at the same time, he realized the terrible power of his enemy. Who is this man who possessed the 7 Dragon Balls and plunged the world into darkness? And what is his aim?